Hi my friends, welcome back. It's Nat Walsh. Today we have a relatively simple card, but it's going to have what I personally think is a wow factor. So we've got some PaperRose borax and we've got the Ultra New Cross Weaves 3D embossing folder. Now I love this cardstock. This cardstock is just, it's really hard to see, but it's a mirror cardstock, but it has a holographic look to it. Now you're seeing a lot of yellow and green and obviously the whole array of rainbow here. In the photo at the end, you're going to see a little bit more of what I actually see. So, which will give you a clue of why I went with the colors that I'm going to go with in a little bit. So I've embossed that just with my big shot. I need to trim down a little bit off it. It's a little tiny bit too big, so we'll do that with our cutter right now. This panel is 14.1 by 9.7 centimeters. Now I'm sorry, I don't have that in inches, but the base is 14.1 by 10 centimeters. Sorry, 14.4 by 10 centimeters. Now, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Aussie card bases are a little bit different. So in some ways it's a bit pointless for me to tell you what the inches are because your card bases, my friends in America, is different, obviously. So I've raised that up with a little bit of foam dots. How cool is that cardstock? Oh my goodness. This will do really lovely with any of the mirror cardstock, but this one just has that holographic look. So if you get some mirror cardstock and it doesn't quite have all the flashes of color, that is why. So I can just stare at that forever. So we've got some PaperRose So Extra Black, and we've got the PaperRose Hello Layered die set with the shadow and the insert. We're going to say that. So I've cut that out of white and a little bit of black. Now the black does have a little bit of stickiness on it, but you'll see we need to add a little bit extra. Now that's where I totally put my Villainous Potion foam into my saltwater taffy. So they're the colors that we're going to be using today. So we just need to clean that up a bit and just excuse the mess for a little while. It's going to be okay. Just make sure that we've got the right color. So what I'm going to do here is just a little bit of, I'm not going to call it, I suppose in some ways it's called an ombre, but it's basically with the Villainous Potion down the bottom and the pink saltwater taffy up the top. And this is actually the first time, so I was not impressed that I put the wrong foam pad onto the wrong ink pad, but it's all good. Actually, you can't. All of that purple has come off, and even if it was stained a little bit, what happens is you wipe it off with a little bit of cardstock. I've done it on my silicone mat there, which is just the Fiskars, and it came straight off, so it's all good. I'm going to dry that with my heat gun, and then we're going to come back in. Sorry, I did Dusty Concord. I didn't do Villainous Potion. I don't know why I was thinking that, but I did Dusty Concord. I think the Villainous Potions was a little bit too dark for me, so I wanted that dusty look. So we got some clear embossing powder. I'm going to just dab my ink pad all over my hello. Now, I didn't particularly want to use tweezers because then I was going to have to do it again with the little area that was covered by the tweezers. So we're just going to work with what we've got here, and it works out really, really great. So stay tuned. So we're just going to put that over. I'm going to melt that with my heat gun. Obviously, I actually am just going to put the one layer, so it's just going to have a little bit of gloss. But if you found that it wasn't quite covered, you can obviously do that again. Can you see that? It's a little bit hard to see, but it's just got a nice little gloss to it. We're going to get at our little hello. This is just some black cardstock here. And what I'm going to do is use my reverse tweezers and just to hold it down. And because we're doing onto the glossiness of the embossing, I'm just going to use a little bit of multi-matte medium to dot here, there, and that's going to give it a little bit extra hold, because the double-sided tape is just not going to cut it. It's not going to hold it. So we need a little bit of extra help with that. Yeah, dab that around. I'm going to put that on top of my hello sentiment and just hold it down for a little bit, just to make sure that it doesn't lift up. And as I said, it is going on to glossy embossing, and also with heating up, drying the ink and then heating it up again with the other with the embossing. It's a little bit curved. It's not terribly worked, but it's a little bit curved. I'm going to raise that up. I'm going to cut that out for your convenience. You are welcome. And this is where we've got So Extra, and I've got I Believe in You. This is So Extra 1.1. Now I'll leave all the information over in my blog, which will be linked down below. So as I said, you really need to see the photos of this to see why I picked, because here on camera, obviously you've got the real yellows, greens, but you've got everything. Let's be honest, you absolutely have everything. But in real life, it has way more of that pinky sort of tones when the light hits it. But these lights that I use when I'm videoing is very, very strong. That's hard. Let's see, it's much more pinky. That's my card. Take care. Talk to you next time. Bye.